Okay guys, so if you're a football fan just like I am, you have a chance to win yourself an all expenses paid trip to watch an English Premier League game live in the UK with every purchase of Castrol Magnatec and Castrol lubricants. You also get an additional 25 ringgit credited into your Touch and Go e-wallet. So pick up your bottle of Castrol Edge or Castrol Magnatec today and stand a chance to win an experience of a lifetime watching an English Premier League game live in the UK. Hi guys, so behind me here, this is the newly launched 2022 Proton Saga MC2. MC2 here stands for minor change 2, but as we would discover, as I would show you in this video, it's more than a mere minor change because Proton has actually given the Saga quite substantial updates. Well, the basic platform of this Saga actually dates back more than a decade lah. This from the second gen Saga, it was heavily updated to bring us this generation of the Saga. All right, so this is a platform that is if you even trace it further back, you know, where it was originally derived from the Savvy. This is a 2-decade platform that remains in service today. And when you put that into context, right, the amount of updates, the amount of improvements that Proton engineered into this car is actually quite remarkable, because they added a lot of things into this car that were not even conceptualized, that were not even, you know, available when the car was launched. They added things into this car that the platform was never made for. All right, at one glance, when you look at the front face of this is the familiar design that was introduced with the 3rd generation Saga that was launched back in what, 2015, 2016. All right, but of course they have updated the details. The headlights is the same lah, from right from the start. Okay, simple, trustworthy halogen reflector items. But of course the grille has been updated. You now get the rounded Proton badge, and also with the new infinite weave grille pattern that was introduced since the time of the Proton X70, that has been slowly, progressively, and I have to say quite neatly integrated into the rest of Proton's existing cars. Now here at the edge of the bumper, we now have daytime running lights. This was introduced in the first minor change that and it's now here as well. All right, so we come to the side here. These alloy wheel designs, 2-tone alloy wheels with these Atlas tires, AS380, size 185 55 15 inches. All right, 2-tone design. Yeah, so the side mirror is painted black, all right, contrasting against the body color. And check this out guys, Proton has added keyless entry, and the side mirrors have auto folding function. Okay, right, so the Saga comes with front discs, rear drums. Now the tail lights also, Proton didn't make any changes to the tail light design, but as usual, they have updated the details. So this plastic strip here is now painted black. All right, and the lower diffuser has this gloss black treatment right here. They have removed the rear fog lamp. Okay, but you see, they have also one thing they've also added is they have added a release button for the boot that was not previously there. All right, reverse camera is here. Now let me just show you guys one thing, guys. So you see the way the button is placed right here. Okay, it is obvious that this was added in, okay, as an afterthought. The original design of the Saga, they never thought to include a release button, but now they have added into this. If you really want to be picky about it, it doesn't look like it originally belonged there, but honestly, at a 40,000 ringgit price range, what is there to complain? The fact that the button is there, I think it's great. Okay, and just as you can see here with the reverse camera, if you really look closely, it looks like one of those items that you can buy off the shelf at an accessory shop. All right, they have shaped the molding, this top piece here, to cover it, to give it a factory-like looking appearance. Yeah, so it looks low cost when you really peek closely into it, but once again, as I would say, right, at this price range, entirely understandable, entirely acceptable. I would say clever, outright clever, because you know they managed to make it happen with a limited budget. So you can see the boot is spring loaded. So as you open the boot, the spring pulls the boot back to, so that it gives the boot, you know, sort of like an auto folding, auto opening function. So underneath here, a space saver spare tire. Boot space has always been a strength of this generation of the Saga. Quite generously sized. So small families, we won't find any, you know, more than enough to carry your essentials. All right. So we come. Oh, okay. I locked the car. All right. So we come to the inside. All right. And check this out, guys. So I am 170 centimeters tall, so I've got a good amount of headroom. The lean angle of the seat is good, but of course the seat cushion, okay, slightly lacking in terms of thigh support. But hey, once again, not the kind of thing that you will complain at this price segment. And certainly this is better than the previous generation Proton Persona, right? Where at least this bench, the length of this bench, I think is still decent. So if you have kids here at the back, maybe, you know, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, the seat size I think is great. You can see the door card. Now, this door card, well, they have taken the effort to put a cup holder there, power window switch. Remember the second generation Saga, when it was first launched, didn't even have rear power windows. And you see the way this whole door card is shaped, right? It's obvious that this door card has been the work of, you know, there has been design and redesign. So there are some elements in here that don't entirely jive with each other, particularly how this door handle pops out from the door card. It's not an entirely harmonious design. Okay, now you come to the front, we see the we've got the seat pockets. Okay, seat pockets here. Interesting design actually. So what Proton has done is that, okay, so you see this is the thickness of the seat back, right? They have managed to push this slightly inward in a way to free up some leg room. Not that it needs anymore, because the overall leg room available here, I would say it's pretty generous. All right. So here at the side you can see isofix mounts, and the seats have folding. Okay, although it's not split folding, right? It's just a one piece fold down. Okay, so yeah, well, they put these flaps here, you know, to create a sort of like a seamless floor. But in all honesty, you know, you have got it's not a perfectly flat floor. It's okay to load long items, but not very bulky items also lah, right? But the upholstering on the seat is good. You've got, you know, a semi leather and fabric combo with contrast red stitching here. I think overall is quite nicely finished. And you've got 2 USB ports here to charge your devices. Very, very nice. All right, so we come to the front. Okay, so now check this out, guys. Now, this generation of the Saga was not designed with keyless entry in mind. Okay, but they have put a start-stop button. Okay, so here this is the space for the ignition barrel, and this switch here is obviously put there, all right, in a space where it was not initially designed for. But what I do not understand is why Proton did not put the start-stop button here instead, where there is a slot here already. Okay, but overall a very, very minor quibble lah, if you ask me. So the door card, all right, similar comments as I mentioned in the for the rear door card. Okay, This piece here, obviously, it looked like, you know, this was, they looked at this, the original door car and said, hey, let's think of a way to redesign this. But they don't quite know how, right? So they just have this part here pop up. This section obviously also was designed with the possibility that, hey, you know, maybe you can insert the door trim, right, a matching trim with the seats, but they just decided to go plastic in order to keep costs down, right? So a nice sporty touch here is that the aircon vents have a red color shade. So you got this red contrast trim here. I would say it's very, very tastefully applied. So it's not too garish, it's not overdone. All right, very tastefully done, I have to say. And this whole center console actually has been revamped. All right, Proton actually redesigned its whole center console part. The aircon vents here, you've got the lock and unlock button here in the middle, very nice. The stability control, on and off switch, parking sensors, the Mr. Aircon control here. You've got a USB port here, 12-volt socket, a deep tray to put your phones, one here as well. So in terms of storage space, very, very well covered for. All right, and here, glove box, dual airbags, instrument cluster, a simple no-nonsense 2-dial with very clear display. You've got trip meter, you've got range, you've got average fuel consumption. So I think overall, it's simple but effective. And they've also updated the central touch screen. All right, so you've got these shortcut buttons at the side, and you've got a touch function. So, and this is an integrated system, not an aftermarket, not a third-party system. So, you know, it's crisp. The workings are crisp. All is very, very good. All right. So, and the steering wheel. Okay, 3-spoke steering wheel, quite sporty design, and leather wrapped. Well, of course, it's not pure leather. It's either PVC. But hey, guys, if you are interested to wrap your steering in proper leather, you can always come to EvoClub Car Wash. We are an official dealer of DK Leather. We can rewrap your steering wheel with pure leather, pure Napa, whatever material you like. All right, so let's take this car out for a drive, guys. Alright guys, so now behind the wheel of the Saga MC2, and I have to say, right, for 40,000 ringgit, what is there to complain about this car? It's such a pleasant car to, you know, just chuck around with. The suspension, my god, it is so well suited if you regularly drive around, you know, here where I am, you know, Sungai Besi, Chan Sao Lin, all these poorly surfaced roads, you know, suddenly a pothole here, patch of road there, all right, or uneven surfacing. It copes so damn well, man. Now, the tires that Proton gave with this car, well, not exactly PS4, but because the chassis, the ride and handling is so well tuned, it actually copes with the lack of grip, the way the car manages the transfer of weight. The car is feeding me back sensations that, bro, just push it, just push it, I've got you covered. And yeah, and the way it just, you know, dismisses all the patches of roads and concrete slabs and whatnot, right? Amazing, absolutely amazing. This is a car that you really want to just, I think this is a car that you have a lot of fun with, you know, in a gymkhana, and it feels solid. You know, whatever a lot of people say, make jokes about Proton's build quality lah and whatnot, but honestly, this Saga feels it's built like a tank. right? I feel I can go to war with this car. Now, just as the lights turn green, the takeoff acceleration from standstill, fantastic. Now, when Proton first updated this Saga with the 4-speed automatic, that was very much a welcomed improvement. Even though on paper the 4-speed auto is a step back in terms of transmission technology, but when you compare it with the Punch CVT, the driving sensations that this transmission exudes is more natural. It's the kind of thing that people, that motorists who shop for cars in this price range, they are able to better relate. And I just can't get enough of how well the suspension copes with all these botched road surfaces. The chassis is just such a work of art. You know, the way it copes. You know, sometimes the best thing is this, you know, even though the amount of grip available underneath is I would generously say limited, the chassis is just it copes so well, right? And you know, this is a car that, yeah, for 40,000 ringgit, it just feels well built. It's solid. There is nothing to complain about this car. If you are, guys, honestly, if you are shopping with a sub 50k budget, you don't need to look beyond this, because last time you can say that, oh, Saga is old school lah and all that, but now Proton has answered your complaints. They give you keyless entry, they give you touchscreen, they give you boot electric boot release, right? Give you reverse camera. All the necessary technologies that qualify this car as a modern vehicle is here. All right, the basics of modern motoring is already met. All right, you have good solid handling. You have an engine and transmission that seems well paired, you know, well calibrated, and you know, for this car, it's fantastic. This is a fantastic budget package. If you must buy new, if you must buy below 50k, you don't have to look any further. This is, I would say, hands down, my preferred choice.